your coordinator agent delegate to specialist, and you lose all control over the response. The specialist run own tools, generate its own output, and primary agent never see the intermediate result. Agent tool flip the model. Over the next 5 minutes, you'll see how agent tool works, when to pick it over the coordinator, and the stateless semantics that will help to understand. The coordinator pattern, which we saw in the last video, transfers the full control to a specialist. It works great when each specialist can handle the complete requests on its own. But when your response needs output from multiple domains, in our case, food, transport, and nearby attraction, you need a primary agent to stay in a driver's seat. The agent tool keeps the orchestrator in control while still using specialist capabilities. In simple example, let's understand. You ask for a trip plan, restaurant, transit, and nearby attraction. That's a multi-domain request where you need results from various specialists combined into the one coherent answer. That synthesis requirement is exactly why agent tool fits better in this than the coordinator pattern we saw earlier. The primary agent owns the entire workflow. Unlike the coordinator, the control never leaves. The primary agent decides which specialist to call and in what order, how to combine the result. Think like a craftsman. Picking the tool from the workbench, the craftsman build the final product, not the tool. The food finder get wrapped around the agent tool and drop into the primary agent's tool list. The primary call, it likes any other function. Input goes in and result comes out. The specialist does it take over the conversation. The transport tool works in the same way. Every agent call is a stateless, a fresh invocation with no memory of a previous one. The primary agent state managed within itself, but the specialists don't retain anything between the call. The nearby tool handles the direction and a point of interest. The primary agent can call this tool in any order as they wish, and then even fire an independent call in parallel to cut the latency. Now the primary agent combines the food, transport, and nearby result into the one unified trip plan. That synthesis step is a big differentiator from the coordinator. Here the primary agent builds the final response and not the specialist. Before we get into the trade-off, let's see how it works in a real example. So I got the example and I have got the server up and running here. This example is available in GitHub and the link is available in the description below. Please feel free to run locally. It requires Olama or any other LLM URL that you can use. So let's call using client and let's see how it works. For ease of example, we are using the very entry level LLM, which is the Quen 3.5 and 0.8 billion parameter model. So everyone can run on their local machine without any subscription. We can see here the call is already moved on and now it's been processed. And you can see transport finder, food finder, and all sort of stuff is been called. And we are waiting for the final LLM call iteration so we can see the synthesis result. Here we got all synthesis result. We can see it got morning site, post stop, and getting around what we want. More importantly, it is an entry-level model, so we can't expect a lot from it, but it explained how the pattern works. Let's go back where we have left the previous conversation. The trade-offs. Agent tool give you maximum orchestration control, but the trade-off is a stateless specialist call. Every agent tool invocation is fresh, no conversation history, no session memory. If you need specialists to remember previous interaction, this isn't your pattern. Latency-wise, it's a primaries and a call plus every specialist call. But you can parallelly independent ones can offset that. The agent tool keeps the parallel a primary agent in the full control, while using specialist as a callable function. It's the closest multi-agent pattern to the traditional functional composition, and that makes most intuitive for engineers coming from conventional architecture. Choose it when you need to combine output from multiple domains into the one response. Thank you for watching this, and I'll see you in the next video.